So, Holly, you've had an amazing career in business and finance as an insurance broker. I know you've got to have some experiences that really shaped who you are right now, who really transformed you. So, I want you to share something and please go ahead and share your heart.
I'm happy to share, and I'll give you a story that happened when I was in my mid 20s. I had lost my job, and they were shutting off all my utilities, and my house was being foreclosed on. And I had two children. My youngest was under 6 months old, so I'm buying formula and diapers and all of these things. And I couldn't, I didn't even have a car at this point. I was carpooling with people to get to my previous job. And my spouse at that time was also not employed. So we were in a really not so good place. And I remember when I lost my job thinking, oh my God, could it get any worse? What am I going to do now? Where am I going to go? Who am I going to ask for help? And as I said, my utilities were shut off. So, I didn't have water, and I had to go to the local gym or my mother-in-law's to take a shower and to try to wash my kids. And for me, my thought was, you're a failure. You're not making it. You're not doing it. What kind of a parent are you? You can't even take care of your kids. You're not going to be able to keep your house. And I started to really kind of feel low. I mean, to say I was losing my self-confidence and really beating myself up on the inside would have been an understatement. And it was really, really difficult to make ends meet before that. But this was like my all-time low point. What was I going to be homeless next? What was I going to do? And I had all kinds of thoughts running through my mind, who can I send my kids to if I can't get it together? What am I going to do? And I'm going to owe all of this money if they foreclose on my house. I was in big trouble, and I was super, super scared. And there wasn't a whole lot of people that could have helped me at that time. Not everybody was in a financial position to just bail me out of the situation I found myself in. So when this happened, I was without a job for a little amount of time, and I received a phone call that I was getting a job interview at a bank that was notoriously hard to get into. They only hired internally. So I was already thinking, oh, I don't know how I managed to get this interview, but wow. And I'm probably not going to get it anyways, because remember, I was feeling pretty bad about myself. I got myself in all this trouble. Well, I go in for the interview. And at that point, I was like, I can't get any lower than this. So we're just going to ask for what we want and what we need financially. And I did. And I asked for $40,000 more than I had been making prior to that, which is a pretty big deal for me because I was coming to the situation with no experience, and I just really didn't, I felt like I didn't have a lot to offer, but I just wanted someone to give me a chance. So during the interview, it went really well, and I was starting to feel better, and we come to the salary portion of the discussion, and I tell them, well, I want this for my salary, right? And they were like, okay, you got it. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was just absolutely through the roof thrilled. So in that moment when I was bold, and I was in a place of disaster, but I was bold and took an opportunity that I wouldn't have ever taken before that, because I would have tried to stay safe wherever I was at. But because of the position that I was in, finding myself with nothing, and I was desperate. I did something that was out of the normal course of action for me. And in that year of working for this company, not only did they pay for me to continue my education, but they also promoted me, which was another $30,000 in addition to the $40,000 increase I had initially received. So this was huge. This was huge for my family. This was huge for me. It put me in a whole different bracket. I got to have an opportunity to be with people that were successful, to learn from them, and then to advance even further because of that. It was it was huge for me. It was a really big moment, and coming from how I was feeling before this happened, which was absolutely hopeless. I felt hopeless. I felt despair. I felt like there was no way out, is what I felt like. I felt like, I was never going to make anything of myself. So this really, really shaped me and how I did things going forward, and having the courage and being bold enough to ask for what I wanted and recognizing my own worth. Yeah.